Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ben Hernandez and I'm the first generation nurse. Uh, I am a first gen student and I want to start by saying that being first gen is super tough, right? Not only do you have high expectations of yourself, you also don't want to let your family down because they've done a lot with very little and you're expected to do double what they did with very little resources. But suffice it to say, that's why I created this channel to help other first generation students or just first generation people trying to find their way here in the United States. I feel that we use the term a lot, but there is no guide, there's no mentor, um, there's nothing really for us. We're just expected to acclimate to the United States. And yes, a lot of people can do that successfully. Um, but it's just nice to have a resource. And I want to be that resource. So today's video is basically on my track to nursing. I received the question of why I chose the ADN program over maybe an accelerated BSN or a second bachelor's BSN program. Um, and my answer to that is very short and sweet. I looked at it from a financial aspect. I am a uh, I am married and I have a family, so that was very important to me when choosing my program. Um, I wanted to make sure that I was also not pressured and rushed, that I wasn't I wanted to be well prepared for the NCLEX. So that's what led me to getting my ADN rather than an accelerated bachelor's degree in nursing or or second bachelor's in nursing. Not that there's anything wrong with those programs. I feel that those programs are very great for people that maybe don't have a kid or maybe they don't have families and have the time and are quick learners and have the money really. Because here, at least in the state of Florida, if you look up any accelerated bachelor's degree program, they are really expensive, at least 2 to 3 times more expensive than getting an associate's degree at a 2-year college. Um, there's some great programs out there. I believe FAU has a um, an accelerated bachelor's nursing degree. Uh, FSU has one as well. So basically, those degrees, you already have a bachelor's and you want to go into the field of nursing. As long as you have the prerequisites, you can get into the program. Typically, these programs are 12 to 18 months and you learn everything. And then at the end, after you complete the program, you get a bachelor's in nursing. So that's a 4-year program, roughly in 18 months, which is a lot. And it's super fast paced. I believe that those programs are best suited for people that are already in the medical field or they already have a medical background. For example, if you received a bachelor's degree in health care administration and you want to transition over to the clinical side, I think, and you have experience in the hospital and you know how a hospital runs and you know some of the daily activities of different positions in the hospital, then that's a program well suited for you. An accelerated BSN, you've already have experience in the hospital, you're passionate about the hospital, go ahead and do a program that's going to get you right into the clinical setting. Um, but if you don't have a background in nursing, like I didn't have anything. Basically, I just knew a friend that was a CNA. That's the extent of my background. I definitely needed a slower pace program, but that was still rigorous and that was still going to prepare me for the NCLEX and that it wasn't going to cost me an eye um, and a leg or a limb. So yeah, that's why I chose the ADN. A second bachelor's would have also been a possibility for me, but again, I'm looking at twice the price for attending a university. When at the end of the day, it's still the same amount of time, would have been an additional 2 years, but I would have had a BSN instead of a ADN. But for me, it's not about the degree because I already have a master's degree. I don't think I need to prove myself anymore that I can, that I love academics and I love learning. For me, it's I wanted to be in the clinical side, in the clinical aspect of things, and then acquire skills to really help my patients. Like I'm doing this to help my patients. As a teacher, I couldn't really help my students. I felt like I was very limited in what I can do and the amount of time that I had with each and every one of them. I had 300 students, and a lot of these students needed more than what a teacher could offer. Obviously, I was there to teach a subject, but teachers wear a lot of hats, and they needed um, referrals for clinical evaluations. They needed assessments done on them daily. So psychologically and emotionally. So definitely things I was not equipped with, for when I entered the classroom. And now that I'm in nursing and I've taken some of these courses, obviously they're introductory courses, I'm better able to assess a student and understand what their needs are, and then refer them to a provider that can really go into depth and work with them one-on-one. Um, and honestly, the ADN program has allowed me to really work in every unit in the hospital. I've done oncology, I've done maternity, um, I've done psych, I've done so many different things, and I've seen all populations of, the super elderly to, neonates and newborns. So it's super rewarding, and I really do appreciate that I decided for a slower paced route. That's not going to make me bankrupt and stressed because nursing school is already super stressful as it is, as you might already be aware. So, yeah, I hope this brought some light and some clarity over the three programs and why I chose the ADN. And hopefully, it helps you. If you chose a accelerated BSN or if you chose a second bachelor's BSN, please let us know. Like, how was your nursing school journey, and what did you think about it, and what were your expectations, and was it worth it for you? I think we really need to have these conversations so we can help each other, right? Because one program might not fit one specific individual, and your shared experience could really help them out. I have a friend. He did an LPN program. And honestly, after seeing all of the things that he was able to do in the LPN program, I thought that maybe it would have been really great for me to have done an LPN program. If I would have really known about the LPN program, maybe especially earlier when I was in college, I might have just gone that route instead. So it gets you in the hospital setting really quickly. You're assisting nurses. You're a nurse yourself. You're a licensed vocational nurse. Your scope of practice is very similar to a nurse, except the primary assessments you can't do, and evaluations. You can't do evaluations, but you're there helping the nurse in a very clinical way. And typically, those programs are anywhere between 12 to 18 months. You need just as much anatomy and physiology and knowing the nursing interventions, and then that gets you into the hospital, and it pays you pretty well, so you're not suffering, and you're living a decent lifestyle. And then when you're ready to go back to RN school, you can find an LPN to RN bridge program, and just really benefit from that, because I think at the end of the day, you just really want to be a great nurse to really help your patients. In my current program, there's like two, no, there's one medical assistant and like three LPNs, and they are all vastly uh, competent. They're all vastly intelligent. They know so much, and it really enriched the class to have these students there, because they just share their knowledge, and it's amazing that sometimes they know more. They know more than the teacher because they've seen it firsthand. And it's just, super helpful. Oh, also paramedics too. We have a paramedic, and she is super everything. She's super knowledgeable. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Um, and I hope that this helps you decide on what's best for you. All right, thank you. Bye.